What's up, SML? This is QB Stud here with my man QP. How we doing, QP?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here.
And
So,
we are going to start a new weekly podcast. We're going to start recording this on Mondays. It is called No Huddle with QB and QP, where we're going to tackle a few things around the SML. We're really excited for it. And without further ado, we're going to get rolling. So the first segment that we're going to start off with is the Hot Topic segment. And the hot topic right now around the SML is Summer Madden. So a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's summer. Who cares about anything this late in the cycle? We've only got a season and a half left to go. And I think it's been said this in chat. It's a cop-out. I don't like it when people say this because, A, no one that wins besides maybe Matt is going to come out and say, oh, well, I only won because it's Summer Madden. It's like, no, you only say that after you're unhappy with what was going to happen. It's not something you want to bring up. People bring it up as a joke. I think that's funny. Tiny does that all the time. He's like, oh, it's the Summer Madden thing. Ha, ha, ha. But he takes it very seriously. That's why he views it as a joke. I think it's a joke personally and not in the fun way. But what do you think, QP?
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's a joke personally also, but not in the fun way. I do think that, like you said, you find the people that you find saying that often are the ones that are sitting on the outside looking in. Once it comes playoff time, once that excitement picks up in the SML, I mean, it gets no better than SML playoffs. You know, the hype videos, the packages, the trash talk that comes with it. Just you want to be included in that, and we all are competitors at the end of the day. It's virtual, but we all want to win. We don't all load up and say, hey, I can't wait to lose this game, except for Matt, like you said, even when he's the top, number one defense and, consistent playoff player. So couldn't agree with you more. That is the hot topic going around. If you're going to say it, make sure that you're joking about it, guys, because it's not a good look.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you. All right, so now we're going to transition over into segment 2, and that is my favorite thing this week, and I'll let QP start.
Yeah, so this one is more, I kind of want to highlight a little bit about a certain guy, at least right now. It's my brother. Let's just call it what it is. It's my brother. It's the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Gutta. He's playing out of his mind. We're talking about a guy that was 7 seed that needed to beat me to get into the playoffs, number one, to keep Dan out of the playoffs. That would have been a real good competitor if you had made it. And then he gets the force win versus Dump. Who would have thought that would have happened? That would have been the first round that beats a very tough game to win. And then he plays the number 1 seed, set feet lead Titan, Stavo. A lot of people contributed in helping him win that game. And now he's looking at a chance to get to the Super Bowl for the first time ever. And the biggest thing is that user is top 5.
Absolutely, and he's done a great job. Actually, you're coming off a really big win against Mr. Primetime 0-0-0. You're going to be facing him off in the AFC Championship game. We're all very excited about that. My favorite thing I saw this week is, it's not new to me, but it's the DW polls and awards. He gets shout-outs a decent amount of the time. I feel like that man deserves all the shout-outs he gets and then some. So it sounds like he away for a period of time? Did he step away from the SML?
He did, yeah. He had stepped away for, I don't know, a couple months actually due to work. So he's back, like you said.
And I know he's always been busy, so that just makes me appreciate everything he does all the more. Making sure being on top of the polls, he's even contributing, making sure there's an award based upon the league being involved, which is always awesome. Doing the awards, things like that with the polls. I just wanted to give DW a shout out, especially since he did have to step away for a little bit with work. So glad he had time to, make it work, figure it out, come back to the SML. And I know I'm not alone in loving him and everything that he does to contribute to the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're keeping it nice and streamlined. We're going to go to segment 3, the open mic segment. And then, QP, I'm going to let you start this one also.
Yeah, now this is just more so, I want to get into the gameplay thing, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer at all. This is actually a positive reflection and positive podcast that we're doing. We're not trying to make anybody feel any type of way. I just want to say that, myself included, I was one of those guys that was becoming a Karen when it came to gameplay, and I do want to apologize to people for that. I never want to make anybody feel like they got to watch how they play versus me, but at the same time, I always want to play a comfortable and a good, fair, clean game versus you guys. At the end of the day, we all respect each other, and let's all shake hands after it.
All right, good deal. You know your co-host is the original Karen of gameplay. So
He rubbed off on me.
yeah, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, our original relationship was actually a little bit at odds because of some things like that where we had disagreements. But I think we both, our hearts coming from the same place, so we worked through that pretty quickly. And despite a certain obstacle or obstacles that was in our way, we were able to come together anyway. For my time, I want to give a shout out to all the new guys. You're always going to have your staples in chat. Prime's going to be in chat all the time. You're in chat all the time. I see Tiny in chat all the time. Paulie in chat all the time. All that good stuff. But at least half of the regular chatters that I've noticed have been some of the newer guys. And I know they're not new to you guys necessarily. They're new to me. It ended up being like a 1 and 3 month hiatus. So there are a few people that have come in since then, and I mean almost every single one of them has been super active, super involved. They're all good guys. Nobody's an asshole like me, but anyway. So I just wanted to give those guys a shout out. It's always great to have those guys that are willing to be active and make a great chat environment, and especially if you're one where your gameplay you've worked on, like I think I talked to Torque in that little interview thing I did, and he said that he worked with some people, I don't remember if you were involved, but some primer admins on gameplay and took criticism. Chat involvement is the number one thing, but I think being coachable is the number two thing. That's really what's going to set you apart, not just if you're trying to go from primer to the SML, but I think like making your name in the SML, if you can kind of be moldable a little bit, not to take away from your game, but to bring in elements that are positive and aren't going to take away from someone else's enjoyment of the game. Everyone enjoys winning. I was the biggest Karen in the world. I love winning. And that being said, I'd rather lose in a well-fought game than win by 30 in a game that just felt gross the entire time. And so the easiest way to get, staying power in this league is to be active and be coachable. All right, so we're trying to keep this short and sweet. I am going to call it there. We want to keep this at 15 minutes max, but hey, if we're able to hit like 8 minutes or something like that, that'll be very easily digestible. So that is the final thoughts for No Huddle with QB and QP episode 1. We are signing off. This is QB Stud, my man QP, and we will see y'all next time.